Well. I'm gonna give y'all some time. Okay. Well, Monday Night Raw has ended and it was a pretty solid show. Let's get into it. We ain't gonna go in order because we need to go for what was the most exciting. Yes? All right. So, Naomi is pregnant. Congratulations. We are so happy for her. We kind of figured she was pregnant. That was the gist of it. She also is doing a impromptu podcast with Stephanie on What's Your Story, and it's on right now, so you guys can go watch it. I won't be mad. You can always come back here and listen to me rant and rave about the show. It is no biggie, okay? Now listen, Monday Night Raw was fun, okay? They had some good moments and they had some interesting moments, but for the most part, it was a good show. Naomi announced her pregnancy. She did relinquish the title. This leaves a vacancy in the women's division, and it's definitely going to leave a hole in some of our hearts as bigger fans because we're going to miss Naomi. Okay. I missed her when she was gone and in TNA, but I loved watching her in TNA, and I'm going to miss her now that she's away, but I'm glad that she's having her baby, and I hope nothing but healthy, happy vibes her way. She's going to have a happy, healthy, bouncing baby, and her and Big Jim are going to be just as ecstatic and happy, okay? Nothing but positive vibes. Nothing but positive vibes, okay? With that being said, let's get into Monday Night Raw. The show kicked off with the Vision. The Vision made sure to tell everyone of Paul Heyman's history in Philadelphia. You know, he's synonymous with ECW, and ECW is synonymous with Philadelphia. Okay? He made sure to revisit the history of ECW and all the while talking about the future in Braun Breaker, in Bronson Reed, and then, of course, the Vision himself, Seth freaking Rollins. Now, he even godliked himself, which gave me the ick of no end. But he was not lying when he says that he's the GOAT and he is one of the most formative people in WWE in and outside of the ring, backstage and everywhere else. That I agree with. I will give him his props where props are due. This was thankfully interrupted by Jey Uso. Jey Uso made it very clear that he fully understands Paulina's bullshit, the loving, the constant big upping, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. He gets it, but he don't give a fuck. He's like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm gonna get your ass today, and that's all that's gonna matter. And of course, Seth decided he had to embolden his dog. Now, Jay told him, he was like, "We know you're gonna stay on the porch until you're called," and I was like, "And he got you there." Because that's exactly what happened. Seth started to talk a lot of shit that Jey Uso didn't say. If Brian was smart, he'd have been like, "Why the fuck is you talking about me like this in my face? You don't need to amp me up to get me mad at him. I don't like this motherfucker. Like, you don't have to do this. You wasted my time." Excuse me. And I just would have went to go commit some ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, but all of that, he was like, he thinks you're stupid. I'm like, yeah, we all do. Obviously. You're being led by a man who you know is more than likely going to turn on you at the drop of a dime. You know this, but you are okay with being in his corner because you believe you are somehow protected. Awesome. Um, love that for you. Um, Sir, um, this led to a lot of rigmarole from Seth, and this led Seth. Brian basically responded the way any dog would that's being taunted, pushed and pulled, poked and prodded, and ready to get put out into the fight. But they held him back. And then Paul Heyman goes into the spiel about the history of ECW, the wrestlers that wrestled there, like the late great Sabu. And then he said something about the late great Tommy Dreamer. And I'm like, wait, Tommy Dreamer's not dead. He was like, I know, but he should be. I'm like, Jesus, what the what is going on? What is happening? He did say a bunch of stuff that I really don't care about because it was irrelevant. But I will say that he said he thinks your uncle's a moron. Yeah, he's right. His uncle is a moron. His uncle's an idiot. He's an old fart. Okay, I mean that's just the truth. Anyways, so this led to OG, as Jay refers to him, trying to gaslight him into a street fight or an Extreme Rules match. And of course, Jay Uso was like, fam, you don't have to do all of this. In order for me to be in an Extreme Rules match, I got you. You want Extreme Rules? You got Extreme Rules. And he walked away. So the match was set. And the game was on. Okay? The boys were fighting. Not it was you falling asleep. Io Sky faced off against Raquel Rodriguez. Now, this has a little bit of an interesting element to it. And I kind of like, so last week, y'all know I had to take a little sabbatical last week. Last week, Io went up against Roxanne, and Roxanne was able to cheat and win due to the interference from her homegirl Raquel, and then it was due to the interference by the Kabuki Warriors by accident. They came out there because they knew that Roxanne and Raquel were gonna cheat, so they wanted to even the score for Io. Io said, "No, I don't want your help." They came out there to help, but inadvertently they cost Io Sky the match. So she was very upset with her friends. They went in the back, they were arguing and they were fighting, and it blew up into a big thing. Poe Kyrie Sane was stuck in the middle, lips all poked out, about to pass out and cry. She couldn't stand the fact that her homegirls was arguing with each other. Okay. This led to the match that we had today with Raquel Rodriguez facing off against Io Sky. Now Raquel and Roxanne came out there together, and of course Io Sky came out there alone. The Kabuki Warriors came to Io to apologize, and they said, and Oscar basically said, "I'm sorry for blowing up at you last week. I was just upset because I really wanted to help, and I really didn't mean to cost you your match last week. That was not my intention." So Io smiled. They smiled sweetly at each other, and Io said, "It's okay. I know you didn't cost me the match. Basically, it was just the heat of the moment. We got into each other's. We got up. It was a lot going on, and we ended up fighting for no reason. So everything is forgiven." And it was like, "If you want us, we got your back." And Io said, "Thank you, both of you. I appreciate it. You know I love you, but I want to do this on my own, Oscar, like you did." So Oscar said, "I understand." She left it at that. Now, Io goes out there. She beats Raquel. In spite of Roxanne interfering, she beats her. They then come out there and they both attack Io Sky. Now, you got to remember, Io told the girl she did not want them to come out there, that she was going to do this on her own. This was her words. So Oscar and Kyrie stayed in the back. Now, they're beating up Io. No Oscar, no Kyrie. That's when Rhea comes out there, comes in for the save, takes them out, and they both go after the two girls and send them to the back. Now, later on, Oscar come around while Rhea is talking to Io, and Rhea says to Io, "Listen, I know you didn't want nobody out there, but I couldn't stay in the back and let them two jump you like that. I just couldn't." She said, "Rhea, it's okay. I understand." So when Oscar and them saw her talking to Rhea and she didn't blow up at Rhea and them, Oscar was not having it. Oscar said, "Okay, so Rhea could come out there and help you, but you don't want my motherfucking help?" Oh, oh. And Rhea was like, "Well, I didn't cost her no goddamn match. I let her win her match on her own. I came out there to help her. You kept your ass in the back." Oscar said, "Wait a goddamn minute." Now, she told me she didn't want me to come out there. I did what she asked of me. So Rhea was like, "Well, maybe you should be a better friend." And Oscar said, "Bitch, I will." And they start arguing. They going back and forth. They going back and forth. And that's when Io started hollering. She said, "Stop yelling." She screamed. She upset. Then she go off. She's so damn mad. She don't know which door she want to go through, child. She just walk into the door frame, just going off. Lord have mercy. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. He said, "I woke up why at 10, look at a screen, TV screen, and saw Brian and Jay, and I was like, not the main event." Shit. That's a damn shame. Kyrie Sane is distraught. Io Sky done ran off. Oscar done walked away, and Oscar told her to keep your ass out my goddamn business. And she walked away. Rhea looked at Kyrie. Kyrie gave Rhea this look, and Rhea almost bust out laughing. Rhea looking at Kyrie. Kyrie looked like she about to fall to the ground on some K-pop drama shit. The all is lost moment. Rhea almost lost it. She was holding it together though, but she almost lost it, man. I would have died laughing if she did. We got the next match. It was Penta versus Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods came out there. Grayson Waller was flanking, was on the back end of them. Uh, Kofi was on the left, I believe, side of Xavier. They out there walking. I saw Grayson Waller. I didn't notice they were overalls until he got in the ring and was sitting down. This motherfucker's overalls was low cut backless. And I'm sitting here like, what do you have on? What is this? He been working out too because his arms are huge. They are massive compared to where they were when he first got there. But why are you wearing a low cut backless overalls? What? Who told you to put that on? And no shirt. This man had on no shirt. I probably wouldn't be so mad if it was just like a white shirt with the sleeves rolled up a little bit. But this motherfucker had on no shirt. It was a low cut backless overalls. Who did this? He said, "Yep, this where they left me." and, and and all ripped up all the that child. It was given. It was given. I gotta go to the Vogue. I gotta go to the ball after this. All he needed was a good pair of boots. He could have been in the Vogue, in the ball, shutting people down, voguing, honey. Ballroom would have killed it with his low cut backless overalls. What? You better get that outfit to the girls so the girls can tear some shit up and then give them Xavier's hat from last week, bitch. The week before last, give them that Xavier hat, that Kung Lao inspired hat. Okay. Cat Noir is crazy. Katrina. Okay. Listen, Xavier lost to Penta today. They did everything they could to try to get Xavier to win this match, but Penna ended up being able to pick up the win. Now she want to fight still, Lord. Let it go. That lady pregnant. She ain't. She'll be back. She'll be back. Look at Becky. Becky's still out here wreaking havoc on us. Speaking of Becky, Natalya, Natalya, come to the front, bitch. I told you, you cannot be on social media acting a damn fool, knowing they got tea on you. Natalya decided to get her ass up on Instagram and tell everybody that she gonna beat Becky on Monday and that she ain't never stooped to the depths that Becky has. Becky said, bitch, I know you fucking lying, and straight up put all of the receipts up. I said, girl, this woman did not even say nothing to you. She said nothing. Everything she clocked your ass with was nothing but irrefutable evidence of your fuckery. Okay? Irrefutable evidence of your fuckery. And you let her do the shit. You let her clock your tea like that. Then you get your ass in the ring today. And not only do you lose, but bitch, they had you tap out to her. You tapped out. My God, today. If I was Natalya, they would have had to kill me before I tapped out to that hoe. Because what is you talking about? They had her tapped out. Daddy need to sweep it to that daddy gimmick on the bank. I don't know. They say they want Bloodsport and that Natalya on there. I thought that's who she was bringing to the main roster today. I don't know why she came out there as regular Natty. I thought she was coming out there as Bloodsport Natty. You know, I don't understand how they keep letting her get away with it. I don't know. But they be letting Becky eat them alive on the microphone and on social media. They just be letting her tear their asses up. Okay? And not only that, but she tapped your ass out today, man. I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed right now. How are you not embarrassed? What else happened? What was the other match that happened on the show? Shit. Child, I don't remember what else. I was sitting up here hollering about Naomi the whole goddamn time, child. Oh, let's talk about Bayley. Okay. So there was a little vignette of Bayley, and Bayley seemed to be her other side seems to be trying to crack through. Bayley tried to bury her, but it seems that she is no longer ready to stay buried and she trying to come out. Now I tell y'all just like this. Y'all know I'm a face girl through and through. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And whatever way Bayley decides to come at anybody, I'm on her side all day. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I'm on her side. Do you hear me? I got your back, pay me pockets. Just as long as you don't take out, long as you don't go after Bianca again, I don't care what you do. Because y'all feud for damn near 4 years. Just, I was tart. You understand? Just leave Bianca alone. You can go after everybody else, and I swear to God, I got your back. I swear to God. Swear to God, I got your back. Because Pam deserves better than this. She really do. Nah, she said they gotta do this right, child. With that weak ass punch Becky be doing, baby. Like what Nikki said, you can't give it to him dry like that. You gotta get that shit wet first. Bring that shit back. Whatever whatever Pammy Pockets decide to do, I got her back. Whatever it is, I'm on her side. Because they've been treating Pam like she don't mean shit throughout the entire pandemic. Pam carried that women's division and this company through hell and back. She made it interesting. We watched because of her and her minion Mercedes. We watched it because of her. We wanted to see her downfall. We wanted to see how long they was gonna keep her going. Whatever Bayley wants to do, and however she come, whether she be cool or come out of the bag on you, I got her back. And you better not say nothing. You better not say a damn thing about it. Not a damn thing. This Bayley about to be a menace. And she can do whatever the hell she want. And nobody can say nothing. I hope Bayley picks up when Naomi is leaving off. I hope she do. They have similar stories. That's true. Facts. Bayley and I can't believe I'm giving another girl props is Mercedes. You can give Mercedes her props. Them hoes were on every fucking show, and they was moving the needle, and they was putting on banger matches, banger. Okay, Bayley been going hard since 2018, 19, and you bet not say a damn thing about her. She gonna crash out, and she should, cause y'all been treating that lady like she ain't shit. The first person she need to whoop ass on is Lyra Valkyrie's ass. Get her ass together now. I got the ass whooping right here. Then you need to go after Becky and go get your championship. Okay? Now, if they decide to do what Nicole said and let Bayley take over as the crazy one in the community, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let her have it. Support women's rights and wrongs. And so DeAndre said Naomi has had a hell of a year. Heel turn, Mania singles match, Money in the Bank winner, women's champion, her dad coming out with her. And now with baby, I'm so happy for her. I cried. I know. It was so sweet. And Jim got to be the one to announce it. And I thought that was so sweet. You ain't gonna say nothing, Quan. You gonna sit there and enjoy the motherfucking story. You gonna make me go off up in here. I need her to whoop Becky and that bird lady. Period. I'm happy that Naomi didn't get pinned. She had so many amazing matches and had a top 3 cash in. And did. And did. It's a well-deserved crash out, and she need to fight Lyra first. See, that's why you my girl. You be right there with me. God damn it, I like the way she do business, Jerry. That's where it's looking like. She said, I was too bad to cry. No. We are happy for Naomi. I'm happy for her. I'm glad that she's pregnant. Naomi had a lot of issues surrounding pregnancy, and just out of respect for her, I won't bring up the negativity. I'll just say she has some issues, and right now, her being pregnant is an amazing thing for her. And I just want her to have a healthy and happy pregnancy. I don't want her to have no issues, and I wish her nothing but love and happiness, like 1000%. And I know Nicole is joking. She's having her moment because she liked Naomi's heel run. She loved the fact that Naomi was finally getting her just due. We all did. Naomi deserved it. She earned it, and she earned the right to be at the top of this women's division. And it just seemed like chaotic timing for her to get pregnant. But I'm of the school of thought that everything happens for a reason. Naomi got everything that was rightfully deserved of her. There was nothing impeding her, nothing was in her way, and she most definitely deserved the right to go out without nobody taking her down. And now she can walk away, have her baby, and decide when she wants to come back. She has commanded a presence. And when she come back, however she come back, she's gonna get the biggest pop when she come back. She can fall right back in line like Becky did. No biggie. I'm curious who they'll make champion. Hopefully not Rhea. I don't think it's gonna be Rhea. I hope if they don't give that IC championship to Bayley, I hope it's Bayley. That man better sit his ass at home too. She said, I bet not see you at TV. Go home and take care of her. Go back to the motherfucker. Okay. We saw Rusev and Sheamus in the back. Rusev and Sheamus have been attacking each other for weeks on end. Now, Adam Cole got so goddamn mad. Not Adam Cole, child. I'm talking so fast that Adam Cole came across my mind, and that's the first thing that came out. Adam Cole, I hope you are recovering and you're doing better, babe. Love you. Love you, Adam. We talking about Pierce. We talking about wide hipped Adam. Okay. Wide hipped Adam did not let them two fools fight and tear the arena that day. He said, wait a minute. He said, y'all get y'all asses in line. Now I'm sick of this shit. Y'all just be fighting and fighting and fighting around here. Y'all don't never do what y'all supposed to. You know what? God damn it. You're going to have one match, Clash in Paris. You two will battle it out. And then that's it. And I ain't playing, goddamn it. And that's it. Adam was turning beet red. Eyebrows was raised. Had a damn vein popping out his forehead and his throat. I said, baby, you need to get you some amlodipine and some hydrochlorothiazide. Okay? You got to get that blood pressure together because you going to fuck around and check out of here. You can't be raising your blood pressure like that. That's dangerous. Face was red. Child. Lord have mercy. Naomi said Adam had to get out that ring with them church shoes on. That was funny as fuck. Oh my God, I loved her gear. I thought her outfit was so cute. And they kept her on camera all the time. I loved it. Loved it. The fact that she laid that title on the Slim Jim logo was funny. I didn't notice it was on the Slim Jim logo. I just thought she laid the title down. His veins were trying to escape, baby. A mess. Hey, I take amlodipine. And I take hydrochlorothiazide, okay? I know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying. He need to get some. Because his blood pressure is crazy. That man looked like he was finna pass out. Like he couldn't breathe. I said, Lord, your blood pressure got to be boiling. It got to be boiling at this point. You need to get you some of the pills. Go get it. Go get it. Get yourself together. Because goddamn. Any whoosies. So we had that. So it looks like at Clash in Paris, we will have somebody facing off against Stephanie Vaquer. We will also have a match between the Fatal 4-Way match for the championship. We also are going to have, obviously, a match between Rusev and Sheamus. And it looks like there is also going to be a match scheduled between Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. The final match of the night was, of course, the street fight between Braun Breaker and Jey Uso. Okay. Now his pressure is too high. The beginning of this fight was actually pretty solid. Jey Uso clothesline Breaker over the top rope and he fell on that shopping cart. It looked like he hurt himself, and I think it just looked worse than what it was. And Breaker really, really sold it. I think in the beginning it did kind of like sting a bit, but he was able to shake it off. Jay Uso did his job. He checked and asked him if he was okay. Breaker said, "Yeah, I'm fine. Let's go, let's go, let's go." They went on with the match, okay? The boys was fighting. Breaker eventually recovered, and he ended up taking over at the end of this match. When we start to get the breakdown, is when obviously Jay Uso was about to pick up the win. Breaker had got speared. Match was over. The referee was getting ready to count, and Bronson Reed pulls the ref out. And this is where all the chaos comes in. Because not only do we have to deal with Bronson Reed, but eventually, for whatever reason, Seth Rollins comes down there, obviously, because LA Knight is out there. And then CM Punk comes down there. CM Punk and Seth Rollins end up fighting out the arena. LA Knight was knocked into the tables by accident by Seth and CM Punk. It was intentional from Seth, but an accident through CM Punk. So LA Knight was out. LA Knight was out. This left Jimmy and Bronson Reed, Jay, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker in the ring. Now, Bronson Reed was getting ready to set up a tsunami. This was after Jay Uso almost hit his frog splash on Braun Breaker again. And here comes Bronson Reed. This led to the OTC coming into the ring. Now he took out everybody. Jay Uso was able to hit his frog splash, take out Braun Breaker through that table, and that was it. It was a one and done. Match was over. Now what we saw was Bronson Reed fired up and angry, and we saw the OTC mouthing off like, "I don't fight for shoes, son. I fight for championships. This is my house. And if you want my spot, you're going to have to take it from me." And Bronson Reed was like, "I took your shoes and I take your spot. I come in there right now." And Roman said, "Well, bring your ass on, boy. I'm open." Motherfucker Jay got on the ring ropes and was like, "Bitch, the ring ropes is open. What you want to do?" Of course, Bronson Reed performed the best, ran up like he was going to go in there, and his daddy told him not to do it. Paulina said, "No, that ain't the plan. Back it up. Back it up." And then Bronson Reed was like, "I'll see you in Paris. And I'll take your shoes in Paris too." And I'm like, "I don't know what you do with this grown man shoes wrapped around your neck. I don't know what that means. But if it means something else to you, kudos, bitch. Kudos to you. It don't mean nothing to me." Now, what I like about this and the mess is that it's very convoluted. Okay, it's so intertwined and interwoven with each other. Like, you got feuds breaking off that didn't really need to start, but they have. Roman and Bronson Reed. You got Braun Breaker and Jay Uso possibly rekindling something there. You still have the fire of CM Punk and Seth, but you also have Seth and LA Knight, Seth and Jay Uso, Seth and Roman Reigns. Okay, there's so much happening at once in this sea of men. Okay, it makes it damn near impossible to know the combinations of fighting that they could possibly get into over the next couple of months leading into WrestleMania. With all that being said, loves, there are two things that I want y'all to know. Number one, wrestling news wise, from what I hear off the dirt sheets, and I've read this on several different promotions, reputable promotions, Fightful Select, Cage Side Seats, Wrestling News Co. I've read this in multiple places, and this was reported by now Yahoo News Sports, if I recall. It is being said that TNA is potentially going to be bought out by WWE. If they are not bought out, they are going to be getting a new TV deal very soon where they could possibly end up on the CW network on Wednesdays, which means they will be the direct competition of, you guessed it, AEW. Now, this could mean a potential wider audience for TNA. And this could also lead to bigger venues, bigger matches, and more money for the superstars and just bigger revenue for the company as a whole. With all that's being said, loves, let's not get too cocky or too happy about it. We're just going to wait and see how this plays out. Wrestling news part number two. WWE is heavily considering moving Raw from 8 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. They're saying Raw, SmackDown, all of that stuff might be getting a earlier time slot. Now, I don't know I don't think for SmackDown that's gonna happen anytime this year. But I do think that by next year, once SmackDown is moved from USA Network, because it is leaving USA Network next year, I do think that by next year, they more than likely will be, able to float that idea around, depending on which network they or which streaming service they decide to put SmackDown. If I were WWE, I would move SmackDown to Netflix and just make it an easy transition. No harm, no foul. Okay? But who the hell knows? Okay? They knocked poor Chad Patton out of his shoe, didn't they? She said, I told y'all they would be getting that NWA spot that they fucked up. Yep. It is very possible that they will be moving into that Wednesday time slot, and they might be getting bought out by WWE. I think WWE should just keep the partnership and let them run their company and not, have it like that. Because I feel like you can have a really good transition from certain places. You could start in NXT, go through Evolve, go to NXT, go to TNA instead of going to SmackDown or Raw first, and then you can cycle wrestlers out between the different brands. You feel what I'm saying? There's a great potential for this without WWE having to buy the company, in my opinion. But WWE got to flex them draws, honey. Now we talked about the time. We talked about the potential move of TNA. Let's talk about next week's Raw. Okay, next week's Raw is coming on at 3 p.m. Let me say it again. Raw comes on Monday at 3 p.m. Not 6, not 8. 3 p.m. I will be reminding you all week. I will put a reminder up on the community tabs. I will put one up on my stories. I will put one up on my Instagram, and one up will go on my TikTok. Y'all are gonna forget because you forgot the last time. You're gonna forget again. 3 p.m. They are gonna be over in, I believe they're gonna be somewhere in the UK next week, right before they head to Clash in Paris. Okay, which is gonna be in Paris. And I believe that show comes on at like 4 or 5 our time. So the PLEs for the main roster for the next couple and the shows for the next couple of days, mainly Monday Night Raw and the Clash in Paris, are gonna be on very early. So y'all need to be careful and make sure you remember. Okay, remember the time. All right. Now listen. NXT Heat Wave is this Sunday. NXT Heat Wave is this Sunday. It comes on at its regular time. They ain't got no special time for Heat Wave because it's not overseas. It's in the States. Okay, so you ain't got to worry about missing Heat Wave. But tomorrow, Inamura is facing off against Josh Briggs in a street fight. You're going to have Javon Evans facing off against Trick Williams to determine the number one contender for Oba Femi's championship, and they will face off at NXT Heat Wave. There's a 6-woman tag team match that is supposed to happen on on NXT as well. And tomorrow, Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace will finally come face to face. And Jasper is supposed to be facing off against Ricky Saints as well. So you got all of this happening, and of course, a whole bunch more. So we will see how this is all going to play out, but it's going to be a good time. Either way, it's going to be a good time. Okay? And you're still going to forget. They're gonna be in Dublin. Well, on Friday, because they come on regular network television, it's not gonna change the time frame that they come on TV. USA Network isn't gonna air it early because it's in Dublin. We're gonna see it at regular time. That's all. I don't think it's gonna be live though. We'll just see it at the regular time. So it is what it is. They didn't say it was changed. At least I don't remember them saying it was changed. So it is what it is. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys on Wednesday. We will talk about NXT. We'll talk about some more wrestling news. I might even be recording my podcast then. I'm not sure. If I am, I will let you guys know. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.